Hello everyone, we're back again with another one. I hope you are having a great time. So we're back again on market updates on BTC, on what we are looking at in the market and what we are anticipating from a technical standpoint. So let's get down to the chart. So we are currently looking at BTC on a daily time frame. We are looking at BTC currently trading at 59,000 region, 58,000 region. So what are we anticipating in this market, and what can we get from this market, from whole idea of the price action going around the market from a technical point? So we're looking at BTC, as you already know, we have took out the previous all-time high and we formed a recent all-time high around 70,000 region, 69,000 region. So what happened was we had a pattern, which was a parallel channel that we already supported around this region. And usually a parallel channel is a reversal channel, and with that data that been said, we already knew that we took out the previous all-time high almost twice. We formed an all-time high twice. So in that sense, we had a reversal pattern that can potentially lead to a break to the downside in the market. This is and we broke out of that channel that we had. So now we have broke out of that channel. So what I'm looking at BTC is this. I'm very critical on BTC. So from a technical standpoint, what I want to see in the market is, if BTC is we are currently trading at 59,000 region, right? So if the market potentially pushed above here, this is a regional price that if we can maintain, if the BTC failed to break above 54,000 region, meaning we failed to break above it by 54 to 55,000 region, then potentially we are going to the downside, and I'm anticipating BTC down to 40,000, even to 36,000 region potentially, or maybe 38,000, depending on how the momentum of the market is pushing. So this is what is happening. So the game plan can be like this, right? Now, what can we do as we are looking at BTC now? So this is what is happening, right? Now BTC is currently this is a strong regional price that if we fail to maintain this high, so now if we can potentially see a decline to the upside now in the market, now we potentially see a market that is trading above, fail to break above 54, 50 around this region, then the market can simply decline to the downside. We just need to look for a rejection that can potentially lead to the market pushing down to the downside. Now that being said, if the market fails to break above it, also we see a more decline to the downside, the market even failed to even test that 54,000 region, 53,000 region, then we push to the downside and we broke below this 56,000 region, then potentially we can test below it and we can push to the downside. So this is like a potential it's like a strong bearish directional bias in the market currently right now. Now that being said, how can we know if the market is no longer going to push to the downside? Now then that's when we come to this conclusion. Now a game plan that can actually occur for the market for me to be bullish on BTC, I need to see something that looks like this in the market, that I can say, okay, all right, it's safe to say that we can push to the downside, even though the sentiment is quite strongly fearful, but still the technicals are still lining up telling us that BTC is going to push to the downside. So what I mean to say is, I'm looking at BTC down to 37,000. Yeah, I'm looking at BTC down to 30 right now with the current price action that we are having here. As long as we maintain this region, so any trading below 55,000 region is a bearish trade. Just keep that in mind. As long as we maintain this region. Now looking at this price action, you can even see this is like a shoulder here, then we're anticipating to have another left shoulder, and then we can potentially go to the downside. So now that being said, as long as we maintain this region, we traded below this region, then we can even potentially go to the downside and push maybe 37,000 region. So this is the whole game plan for the bearish traders. As long as we maintain 54,000, this whole regional zone, 54,000, 54,500. So now if it is a bullish sentiment, I want to see something that looks like this. Then I can look for a pattern that can give me more confluence to the upside. Now that being said, we can look at something that looks like this in the market, right? Now what looks like this in the market is this. I want to see BTC does something like this. Now if we potentially push to the downside, then we broke above 54,000 again. That being said, we have to push to the downside and we have to test at least 45,000 first. If we test it and then we push above it and we broke 54,000 region, then we can retest then we can start to see more push to the upside. Now that's the second game plan for bulls in the market. So now that being said, now we are currently ranging around this region. So the whole game plan now is wait if we can break 54,000 region. If we break 54,000 region, 44,000 region, sorry for that, then we can look for what sell to the downside, and we can sell at least down to 35, 36, 37,000 region. But if we can test that 45,000 region and break above 50, and then we have a huge momentum pump to the upside, then we break above 54. Now once we break above 54, then it's safe to say the market is gonna continue pushing to the upside down. Now that's the whole game plan for BTC. So I hope you guys keep in mind that BTC is currently indecisive at the moment. So it's safe to say if you are not a long-term investor, you should keep your hand tight in the market more, and you should wait to see a more clear and optimal movement in the market. So if we can if we push above again and we test this region. Now you're looking at this, if you look at the left side, now we had this here. Now if we can have another one here around this 54,000 region, then we can push to the downside. But if we fail to maintain this high, then we broke above it, then we can look for a retest down here, down to this region, and we can start pushing to the upside down. Now that's the whole game plan on BTC. I hope you guys can take advantage of them and look at the market in more optimal way so that you don't get trapped in this whole movement. Because currently right now we have left a trend in the market. If we fail to make a trend again to the downside, we might potentially be in an indecisive ranging market, and that's not good for like a short-term investor. So you should keep that in mind. I hope you guys can take this to your advantage and take it on your next few trades that you are going to take on BTC. And this is my whole outlook of this. So if BTC failed to if it maintains 54,000 region, 53,000 region, then I'm out of BTC. I don't want to be on a long position of BTC anymore. But what also keeping that in mind, if we break below also 54,000 region, then we can potentially push to the downside again. Also we might push it down to 36, 37,000 region. So this level also, this region also is a signal that if we broke below it, then we can test again and we can push to the downside again. So keep that in mind. And also if we break above 54,000 region higher, then we can test, then we can push to the upside. So thank you. I hope you guys can take this and use it. And also guys, like the video, check the link on the description. We have a Discord group that you can join in, and we give free signals. Also we have a membership. You can check the link on the site there. We have a thing you can register on. Also we give consult and all the sort of stuff. So check the link guys and like the videos, and also thank you. Have a good time.